I'm going to share with you some ideas on making the perfect presentations. When you make the effort to go out, to speak, to present, and to be seen by others, your career is exponentially affected on the positive side. Now, when you're making any presentation, whether it's to 600 people, or just 2 people at a local Starbucks, or 5 people around a board table at your client's offices, you have to make this assumption. You have your learners, your vacationers, and your prisoners. You have to find ways to actually wake them up. And here are 2. I call it pause and punch, P&P. Has he finished? Oh, sorry, he hasn't finished. Shh, sorry about that. Tell them stories, be yourself, be the person who you are, because, as you know, people buy people, right? But it goes deeper than that. People buy people they like, but it goes deeper than that. People buy people they like who are just like them. Because people will be going, what's wrong with his hands? That's what they'll be doing. Are they stuck there? It's very distracting. I mean, that's really distracting. How can you make yourself like the people in front of you where you have to speak their language? If you're going to take their time, you want to give them time back. And in this instance, time stands for teach, inspire, motivate, and entertain. Here are 4 great guide words for any presentation. One of your main objectives is to influence the outcome. There are 6 keys to influence. 6. And very happily, they spell out the word brains. B, ladies and gentlemen, stands for bridging. It is a form of influence. Next up, R, rationalizing. A, ladies and gentlemen, stands for assert. This is for the strong amongst you. I stands for inspire. I mentioned it before. You have to paint the picture. Wouldn't it be great if you could look like this? Right? That's inspiring. All you've got to do is pay the membership and just don't show up. That's all. N, we all do this, right? Negotiate. It's a great piece of influence. Finally, the S. What does the S stand for? It stands for specialize. Everyone loves a specialist. When you're on stage, you want to influence people. Prove that you are a specialist. How do you do that? You show incredible depth of knowledge. You show confidence in the industry to which you are speaking. You show experience via your stories, via your understanding of their pain points, what they're going through. That proves you're a specialist. We all love a specialist. Things will go wrong, but always be ready with plan B. Sometimes you've got to put images into people's minds. When you put an image into their mind, you control their mind. Create analogies, because when you create an analogy, people go, oh, that's what you mean. I like to talk about software. Now, people do this because, believe it or not, it makes them feel safe. It does. It's kind of like a safety barrier. And lastly, and I worked with a lot of politicians in the past, and you know, politicians get taught what to do and what not to do. The one thing you should never do when you're a politician is point your finger at the audience. I'm telling you to do this. And it became known as the thumb of power. Obama started doing it, Tony Blair does it, they're all doing it now, because this is less aggressive than using the finger. And you know, Clinton was a master. I did not have relations with that woman. And I believed him. Thank you.